Hi guys, it's me Vanessa again. Welcome back to my Pinterest journey. So basically, this week I'm going to talk about scheduling pins, or more like choosing between the different scheduling tools that are out there. So to build up from where I last left off, which was creating different board categories. So it was. I mentioned how it's really important to, or so I found out through my research, that you want to basically test the board pin relationship on Pinterest, because once you find the winning combination, that's when you end up being you end up being helped by the algorithm to be shown for the keywords that you want to rank for on Pinterest. So basically, when I'm scheduling these pins, I'm actually going to be looking at I'm going to be looking at scheduling these pins using the same sort of images, but on different boards to find the winning combination, because you can have multiple boards going at once, and you basically just want to enrich all those different boards to see if I'm able to strike gold with it essentially. Also, a bit of a refresher, I am using the uh, pinning strategy method from Levy Road. It's called the waterfall method. So what it is testing the different pin board relationship, and it's a course that I've done. But based on the course, she's actually recommended Tailwind, and I know that there's something that maybe more sophisticated. I wouldn't say sophisticated, but maybe when I start to progress in my Pinterest journey and have multiple accounts, with a lot of different content going in at once, I would need a sophisticated tool like Tailwind to help me with scheduling. But for this point in my journey, because as you guys know, I'm starting from scratch, so I am actually just going to use the Pinterest native scheduler, because they have a scheduler on their platform. The only thing is you can use it for up to 10 pins at a time. Like, you can schedule 10 pins in the future, and then once you've previously scheduled another one, you have to delete it and then you can just add. And I think that's perfect for me because I don't have a large repertoire or a large, arsenal of articles and content that I can literally batch schedule for months in advance. So just having 10 for now works perfectly, and if I scale later on, I might change and succumb to Tailwind. Um, but yeah, so what I wanted to share in this video was basically to talk more about how within Pinterest it can be confusing when you're creating a pin to schedule it. So there's I had to find out based on research about, how do I get to this Pinterest scheduling native scheduling tool, because when you go onto Pinterest, you basically have two options where you could create pin for ad, or you could just create an organic pin, or even create pin for an idea ad. But we're just going to focus on static images, so it's either create pin for ad or create a pin. And technically, your create pin from you want to choose the option that's create pin for ad, and this is because it's their OG pin builder. So I found this a bit confusing myself as someone that was not really using Pinterest before, and now I'm kind of trying to use it for the purpose of, becoming a Pinterest marketer. So the pin builder is actually their native tool, but now they've just sort of like sandwiched it underneath the ads, like with the intention of creating an ad. But this is actually where you can get the native scheduler as well, with the option of, as I said before, scheduling up to or posting instantaneously 10 pins at a time. So for the option of creating, and I've created one over here, like just showing you guys a draft. If you choose to kind of create an organic pin, this basically, or at least based on my research, it doesn't give you that great of a reach. You can also, choose to publish it at a later date, and you can kind of publish your different drafts, but supposedly it doesn't work as well as the native pin builder, and this is called a pin creation tool. So the explanation that I found from it online, and I'm going to read it out to you guys, it was from a really good Reddit thread actually, with other people that shared the same confusion uh, I shared about, pin builder versus pin creation tool, like why there's so many things out there, like why within Pinterest it's quite confusing. So one of the comments that got the highest upvote basically said you actually want to use the create pin for ads, so the pin builder, when adding organic pins, which is the intention I'm using it for. And it's basically the default original pin builder, so what you're used to. And the create pin, which is, under the organic section, that's basically, it's a new pin builder which categorizes every pin you save as an idea or story pin. So you kind of actually get a lower reach, supposedly, based on their research. So either this was intentional or a glitch that needs to be fixed. For now, always use the create pin for ads for static and video pins to get a better reach. So this was like the helpful comment that I got from Reddit. And so I'm actually going to apply this and focus only on scheduling pins through through the pin builder, which you can then find under ads, creating a pin for ads. It's also kind of weird that, on Pinterest's page, they're actually pushing you to just schedule a normal organic pin and say that you can do that. And that you can also use that for scheduling your pins. But yeah, so I don't know what the intention is there. And I've also cross-checked this Reddit comment, because you don't just want to take, a random Reddit comment online and use that as a basis for your entire strategy. But I've also cross-checked it, and it was mentioned by Anastasia Blogger. She has a YouTube channel, and when you look at the best practices for scheduling with Pinterest's native tool, everyone basically promotes creating a Pinterest for ad using the native builder. So yeah, that's a little tip that I wanted to share. So this is basically what I'm going to do for all the different images that I intend to basically reshare. So in the next week, I'm actually going to be creating these different images. So as I've said before, using the waterfall method, you want to test pin board relationship. And what was actually recommended by Levy Road was the fact that you would have one image, but you kind of change it up, and then you can keep the same title and description, and you can just basically add that. So as I've done it for the Wabi Sabi pendant light, for now I just have like 4 of them, but they're the same images, but I'm hoping to create new images later. And what I'm going to do is basically, but I've created like, different pin titles and pin descriptions that I'm then going to add onto my schedule pins. And that's basically it. And then I'm going to choose to publish it at a later date and do it like every 24 hours and have them also to different boards. So as you can see, previously I also talked about the different boards that I have. So I had Japandi Lights, Minimalist, Furniture, Lamps, Modernism, and Pendant Lighting. So these are basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the different boards I want to basically scatter these pieces of content around. It'll look something sort of like this, but I've like sort of started from scratch to kind of show you guys how it looks like. But this is basically what I've been working on. And yeah, that's all I have for this week. Tune in next week as I'll talk about like creating the different images. I'll show you like a practical hack on how you can like do little tweaks to the image and then upload it, because I would like to show you guys the finished product of that, because it'll make more sense. But yeah, excited to finally put these things in motion and see if I'm getting the views on Pinterest. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.